All right, I'm going to share with you something that's from my experience that's probably going to counter what a lot of people tell you. Like if you're going to be a content creator, or if you're going to get into woodworking, or if you're going to do like any type of craft or creative thing, or really just anything in general. A lot of people will tell you to wait and get the thing you need when you need it as opposed to getting it up front. My experience has been that like when I was starting to do starting my journey as a content creator, I tried that approach. Waited until I kind of figured things out before I really got the new camera thing or whatever it was. And what I ended up finding was that more than anything, I just was constantly frustrated. I wasn't hitting the marks that I wanted to hit with things. It's like a great example of this is years ago, I bought a table saw and I wanted to build some stuff with it. And I thought it was a pretty decent table saw, but I would spend hours tinkering with it, trying to get it to cut 90-degree angles or to cut true, change out the blades, all these type of things. Now I still have that table saw, but that table saw is getting replaced. The thing for me with that and the reason that it's getting replaced is it's so frustrating when you sit down to cut something. No matter how much you've tweaked with the tool itself, it still doesn't cut true. I have a miter saw or chop saw, whatever you want to refer to it as. That's the same exact thing. I eventually replace it with a new one, and that saw is true. So now when I cut something and I expect it to be a 90-degree angle, that whatever I'm cutting is true, it is true. And so I have that confidence now that the thing that I want to do, I can do without the frustration of trying to fight it. I hate fighting stuff. Same thing with this YouTube journey. I wasn't hitting the marks with the audio, the lighting, and the video that I had set for myself for the things that I was trying to share. Eventually, I broke down and I bought a Nikon Z6, one of the original Z6, and it was in a creator package. I forget what the actual term was. It came with camera, monitor, a microphone, gimbal, and there was a couple other things that was in there. And when I started using that camera, my energy for filming, for creating, and all that kind of stuff completely changed. The next thing that I did is I went out and bought a higher quality light so that I could film the things that I wanted to film. And then that all evolved into building out an entire studio so that I can walk into the space, record anything that I want to record, and not have challenges with it. The next level was like being able to do podcasts or being able to do live streams. I didn't want to fidget with things. I didn't want to have to flip switches. I just didn't want to have to mess with it. I just wanted a quality output with no struggles. So I bought the gear to allow me to do that. So sometimes I do like you shouldn't buy something that you're just not going to use, right? But on the flip side, if the thing that is keeping you from doing the thing that you want to do, say you want to be a content creator, if you feel like the camera gear that you're using isn't allowing you to create the content at the level that you're wanting to create, then I would say you should get the gear that's going to meet that mark. It's the same thing in woodworking or welding or whatever that might be. Yeah, sure, sometimes the cheap stuff works out and you can kind of accomplish whatever you want. But the difference between having something like in the case of the chop saw that I was dealing with, where I could never get something to be at a right angle, getting rid of that cheaper saw and replacing it with something that was actually meant to be used for cutting stuff and for it to produce right angles and for everything that I was cutting with it to be true made a huge difference because now I'm energized to actually do that thing, to build that thing. I'm no longer, in that position of like, well, okay, I can go do whatever it is that I want to do, but it's going to look like crap. So I really don't wanna go do it because I'm tired of creating crappy looking stuff. And I mean, it's a personal thing, right? Maybe to somebody else, they'll never notice the flaws, but when you know that the flaws are there, it's totally different. Like, say you build a table and you set it on the ground and it wobbles because the tool that you were using to cut all the boards to put that together did a crappy job, regardless of what you did to set it up, you're not going to want to go create another table because it's going to wobble. But if you replace that tool with something that actually works and you don't get wobbly tables again, then you're going to want to create more tables, right? I mean, it's kind of like thing that keeps you from doing the thing that hinders you from achieving the objective that you want to achieve. If you remove that thing that's hindering you, you will quickly move on to the next thing that hinders you, and you will eventually remove that. And eventually, like with my studio, I don't have anything that hinders me anymore other than me figuring out what it is that I want to share and taking the time to sit down and share it. But I literally have nothing that's blocking me from being able to create a video or podcast or whatever it is that I might want to do. I walk in my studio, hit a few buttons, and off I go. It's the greatest feeling to know that you've put things together in a way that removes those challenges. And it's the same thing with the woodworking things that I'm working on. The things that I'm eliminating that cause the problems, like I said, the table saw's gonna go. But as I remove those things and replace them with higher quality, more accurate cutting devices, things that allow me to achieve the objective that I want to achieve more efficiently, then I'm going to be more energized and more looking forward to doing those things. I have this like a massive list of projects that I want to work on now that I know that I can produce a quality product. Now, the only hindrance is maybe I am not fully capable of producing that higher quality product, whatever it might be, but I'm no longer hindered by the tool that I'm using. So at that point, I know it's not the tool, it's me that's the problem. So I just need to get better at what it is. I can't tell you how many times when I was trying to film something that the lighting wasn't just right or the audio was off and I would fight it and I would try to change the position of the mic or I might do this thing or that thing. And it was never an opportunity for me to figure out that it was me that was the problem. For me, it was always the equipment. And eventually, once I eliminated all the issues with the equipment, I could focus purely on me and improving me to produce, again, a better quality product. So, yeah, I listen to people say, like, don't get that thing until you need it. You can start off with whatever. And in some situations, it totally might be the case. But I feel like if you're in a position where you have the means, don't let it be the thing that keeps you from pursuing it if it's something you're excited about. Just don't let it be. Again, if it's in your means to go out and buy the camera or the saw or the paints or I don't know, the right computer. Maybe you want to be a pro gamer, right? And you're trying to do it with a 2012, like, I don't know, whatever computer that might have been out at that particular time. And you're just not getting there because you can't keep up, all that kind of stuff. But it's in your means, man, upgrade to the nicer computer. I mean, if that's the thing you want to do, go full on gamer mode and get the equipment to accomplish that task. And actually, you know what? In that space, if you're looking to be a gamer, you should take the old school approach and like build your own system. And the reason I tell you that, because I come from the old school world where we did build our computers from scratch and we knew when things were messed up and we could replace them. We were not stuck in this kind of realm of, oh, it's broke. I need to take it over to whatever or to whoever and have it repaired. Knowing how it works, knowing how to repair it, knowing that, okay, this awesome new video card has come out and I want to upgrade to it, but I don't want to take it over to whoever to have that installed and all set up for working. It's freeing. It's like totally freeing knowing that you can just pop the cover off the case, throw that video card in, install the drivers and be like up and running in no time. Yeah, from the like gamer perspective, that's my advice. Just build your own computers. It may be a little bit more expensive, but the education that you'll gain from it, even if you fry a mother, have to buy a new one, you'll know not to fry the motherboard in the future, right? So yeah, like I said, my kind of whole point on this is that, again, if it's in your means, don't let it be a hinder. Go find a solution that will solve the problem, whatever it might be, and move on to whatever the next problem is. Eventually, you'll find yourself in basically a turnkey studio where you can just walk in and sit down and film whatever video you want, or do whatever podcast you want, or do whatever live stream you want, or like, cut a true board and be able to build really cool stuff. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. All right, we'll chat with you in the next one.